We want to welcome you and thank you for allowing us to come into your space. So before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to come in to Shellcraft Supplies, located on Robinson Road, just across from Popeye's Chicken. And we'd like for you to come in, browse the store, or we also have curbside pickup. We have a knowledgeable staff here that can help you with all your decisions and can also recommend different items for you to get started with your craft projects. So once again, this event is brought to you by Shellcraft Supplies, and please do come in. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do t-shirt painting. And what's so exciting and special about this event is that after the process, if you like or you enjoy what you saw, you can come in and you can purchase a complete kit based on today's live event exercise and tutorial. And the kit will include a blank t-shirt, cardboard that you need, an assortment of paints, brush, so you can replicate the design that you saw here today. We also, the drawing that we're going to use in the design, we're actually going to give you the pattern of that design free. So if you like that, you can come on in, pick up the kit, and get your design, and you can start painting your t-shirt. So we're going to get started, and first we're going to go over the items or materials that we're going to use in this live event today. So the first thing we will need is a blank white t-shirt, and this is available, as I mentioned, in the kit. We'll need a plastic bag. Any plastic bag will do. Need some tape, a piece of cardboard. Many of you will have this item in your home. We'll need some clothespins, and if you don't have those, they're relatively inexpensive. And we're going to use an assortment of acrylic paints, and we're going to use tulip fabric paint, and going to need some brushes, water, and a cleaning towel. And as I mentioned, brushes are also in the kit itself. You'll have brushes, an assortment of paints, your t-shirt, and your cardboard. And as I mentioned, we're going to give you the pattern that I drew and that I'm using today for this design. You'll get the pattern for free if you decide that you wanted to do this particular design at home. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we do is we prepare a form. So just a basic cardboard, any piece of cardboard will do. So after we have a piece of cardboard that's pretty close to the size of the t-shirt itself, what we want to do is put the cardboard in a plastic bag, and I'll tell you why we're doing this in a moment. So we'll just take some masking tape, tape it down to hold it in place, tight as you can. So we just want to put plastic on our form, tape it down, tight as you can get it on the form. Now once you've done this, you can keep the form, so if you would like to use it again on a different t-shirt project, you can.
I think they're having difficulties hearing you. I don't know with the mask on or they're saying more voice.
Yeah, I'll try to speak up louder.
Welcome everyone. A lot of people are joining now.
Okay, so let's quickly recap what we just did. We have a cardboard form that we have. It can be any piece of cardboard. And what we've done is we've put a plastic bag over the cardboard and we taped it down as tight as we can get it. So when it's finished, we'll have this surface here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert this in to our t-shirt. The reason why we put the plastic over the cardboard is because if some of the paint happens to seep through the fabric, and once it dries, it has a tendency to stick on the cardboard. So if we put the plastic here, then the fabric of the t-shirt wouldn't stick with the paint to the cardboard. So that's why we did that. So then we just take our shirt and we insert the cardboard. So this is where, just center your cardboard. And this is where your clothespins come in handy. So we just want to fold it back and pin your t-shirt in place as tight as you can. So your pins would hold your t-shirt onto the cardboard.
The kits are only $40, by the way, only $40.
And as I mentioned, the kit will include a t-shirt. We have cardboard, brush, and assortments of paint. And as I also mentioned, that the design that I'm using today will be available to you if you'd like to do it on a t-shirt. If you purchase the kit, that design will be free of charge. Okay, so we have our t-shirt all stretched out nicely. So it's pretty much just like you'll be painting on a canvas. Just make it as tight as possible. Okay. So now if we didn't put the plastic on the form, then when we add the paint and it dries, the fabric might stick to the cardboard. So that's why we added the plastic over the cardboard form. And as I mentioned, you can use the form over and over again. So I'm going to put out an assortment of colors of paint.
Oh, sure, thank you.
And
Can you do any other patterns?
you can do any other pattern you like, whatever inspiration that you have. I particularly chose this design, and it's up to you. You can choose any design you like. You can paint shapes, you can paint flowers, you can paint seascape, landscape, fruits, whatever you like to put on your design. Onto your t-shirt, you can do that. You can actually put your hand on your t-shirt, trace your hand out several places, different directions, and you can paint that. But if you like the particular design that we're doing today, it's available to you free of charge if you come in and pick up the kit.
And Kim, if you have a design in mind, you can always WhatsApp us a photo. We will try to see if we could do that design for you.
So today we're using a combination of acrylics paint and fabric paint. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just paint a background. And this design is a very simple design, and it's not very difficult to do at all. And just painting on the t-shirt, you just paint just like you're painting on a canvas, because you already stretched it really nice and tight. And what's nice about this acrylic paint, it dries relatively quickly. And once it dries, you can wash it. I'll give you the care instructions after you finish with the design. So the design that you choose can be as intricate as you like. Doesn't have to be busy. It can be simple. It can be any type of design you like.
Someone is asking if you can do this on a cloth bag.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can do it on a cloth bag. If you're working with lighter color fabrics, then there isn't a need to prime the area that you're going to paint first. Now, if I was painting on a black t-shirt, then I would have to put down a light white base. So my color pigments would really show up on a white base. On a black base, it wouldn't show up as much. Okay, so we did one color. Go to another color. So if you just joined us, doing a t-shirt painting today, and we welcome you to come down to Shelf Craft Supplies. We're located at Robinson Road, just across from Popeye's Chicken. And as I mentioned earlier, the design that we're doing today is available in a kit, a complete kit, or you get your t-shirt, you get cardboard form, brushes, and we'll be giving you the design that we're doing here today free of charge. We're giving you the template of the design. Now, what I'm painting now is the background. Now, you can paint any background for this particular design that you like. You can put the colors in any order that you like. You can, any type of background for this particular design you can use. Say for instance, you can make the lines straight. You can make the lines this way. You can do diagonally. So it doesn't have to be this particular background. So it's important that you clean your brush real well before you go to another color. Okay, I chose to do a zigzag pattern for my background. You don't have to do a zigzag pattern. Like I mentioned, you can do straight lines, you can do circles, you can do whatever pattern you like. Now, my background, I choose to do freehand, but if you wanted to, and if you had a particular pattern in mind, you can just draw it out with a pen first, and then paint it in. And like I said, you can do flowers, you can do shapes, or you can just do an abstract. So it was very important that we stretch the t-shirt over the cardboard form as tight as you could, because it helps with the fabric not moving, and you can paint with relatively ease.
Just like a canvas.
Yep, that's the idea. So once again, we invite you to come down to Shellcraft Supplies, Robinson Road, just across from Popeye's Chicken, and pick up the t-shirt painting kit, which includes t-shirt, paintbrush, cardboard form, and we're going to give you a stencil of the design that we're going to use today. So, and this design is it's relatively easy. It's just painting shapes. If you wanted to, you can do circles, squares, any type.
We have 8 2-ounce ball paints inside of the kit. So you can choose from various colors we have here in store. Joanne Demerit says different size circles would be nice.
Yes, would be. So you can pretty much do any type of design you like. So you can just randomly put your colors wherever you want, but you want to try and balance your colors. You don't want all of your dark colors together if you're using darker colors. You'd want like maybe a light, a dark, a light and a dark. And t-shirt painting can be a lot of fun. And it's even more fun when you wear your creation. And what would be nice about it is once you would be the only person in the world with that particular piece because you've created it. Okay, so what we can do is once we've got our basic design down, if you want to go back and just touch up a few areas, you can do that. The acrylic paints dry relatively fast. So actually some areas of this shirt, the first color that I put on was this red. It's pretty much dried already. And it would dry even faster if you're working with a fan. So you can go back and just touch up a little area if you wanted to.
I like how you covered that up.
Well, acrylic paints are very forgiving. So there's no such thing as a mistake. If you see something, you can go back over it. It's very good too because it dries really fast, so it allows you to do that. Okay, so what we have there, what we have here is a basic background for our design that we're doing today. The design that you choose, like I said, might be different. The design you use for your background could be anything that you want to do. And once you come in for your kit, you can choose your favorite colors. So I just choose bright colors because I particularly like bright colors, and also it'll be fitting for the design that we're doing. So now we have our background finished. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to do, for this particular design, we're going to do a silhouette over our background. So what I chose, I drew this out, and then I cut out a stencil. So this is going to be the design that we're going to use. So what we do is we place this on our shirt. Okay, this is the design that you would get in the kit if you would like to have it, and it's free of charge. So just put it in the middle of our design, and then we can just take a Sharpie marker and trace it out. Okay, so that's the design that I chose for this particular shirt. And as I mentioned, if you like this particular design once it's finished, when you come into the store for your kit, ask for it, and it'll be available to you free of charge. So what we're going to do, this will be black, which will be a silhouette. So let me explain the design. Here's the face of the lady, this is the body, and then we have like the hair. So when I was coming up with a design for today's tutorial, I was thinking, well, I'll do something a little African, little Afro thing. But your design can be whatever you choose.
If you wish to purchase the cutout by itself, it's just a charge of $1. And that's a very unique pattern.
And you can do this design. It's a very simple design. The designs that we do, we try to make them as simple as possible. But you can use your own design. And as I mentioned before, it's very, very important that when you stretch your t-shirt over your cardboard form, that you stretch it as tight as possible. Believe me, it helps a lot. If you're painting on a t-shirt, if it's not tight, then your fabric will keep moving and you're going to run into some problems. So use as many clothespins as you like, but get that fabric very, very tight. It will save you some grief. So I would like to welcome you to Shellcraft Live event, and we would like to invite you to come into the store located Robinson Road, just across from Popeye's Chicken.
You have Kim Anderson saying she needs some hoop earrings.
Well, actually, I'm going to show you something at the end that you can do with this. But we're not finished yet. I'll give you a couple ideas, okay? So Kim was slightly ahead of me. Okay. So that didn't take very long and not bad. So we do our silhouette black. Okay. So now what we can do is we can add some fabric three-dimensional paint to this drawing to give it a little dimension. So the tulip fabric paint that we use comes in a variety of colors, and when it dries dimensionally. It doesn't dry flat like the acrylic paint, and it adds some dimension to your drawing. So what I'll do is I'll add some of this. I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use white and black. So what I'll do is I'll just do something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's abstract. We're doing abstract. It's a fun thing. So I would come back with little white here and there.
A person tuning in from Colombia, Jenny Ortez.
Wow, welcome all the way from Colombia. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, just add a little white here and there. And when this dimensional paint dries, it'll dry with that dimension. It wouldn't be flat.
How we looking so far, everyone? I think she looking nice. Kim, I agree. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. But this, I think he tried his best. He got it pretty perfect. Because I don't know what I would have done.
So there's a few things that we can do to this. After we finish our background, we have our main image. So if you wanted to dress it up a little bit more, you can. And Kim had said that she needed some earrings. So if you wanted to, what you do is the tulip fabric paint. Now there's two ways of doing this. We have a glue here in the store that's called E6000. It's a very, very good glue. It's very good for fabric painting or gluing items onto fabric, and it's very, very durable and very, very strong. So you can do that. We can also use a little tulip right here. I'll do that. And we can add a little earring. And also, we can do, if we want to dress it up just a little,
Oh, that looks nice.
we can add like a little necklace. Now the tulip paint, as I mentioned, comes in a variety of colors. Blue, green, orange, yellow, gold, silver. So I'm going to use a gold and just like a little necklace string. And when this dries, it's going to dry a really bright gold. Okay, so we can dress that up just like that. Now, depending on your design, if you wanted to, you can add more rhinestones around your background. It just depends on what you would like to do. But for me, I would just leave it like this. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you wanted to, you can write something on your design. You can put your name, you can put a message, you can write love, good girl, bad girl, anything that you would like to write on it, and you would use like the tulip paint for that. So as an example, if I wanted to, I would just do something like this. So if you would like to write something on it, and like I said, you can write good girl, bad girl, love. You can write your name, your daughter's name, your mother's name, and it adds a little pizzazz to your t-shirt. And the final thing you would want to do is just sign your shirt. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live event, t-shirt painting. And we welcome you to come down to Shellcraft Supplies, browse the store, or you can call, place an order. Knowledgeable staff here to help you with your choices. And if you have any questions on design or what materials to purchase, they can help you with that too. Small budget can get you started. But as I mentioned in the beginning, this particular design that we did today is available in the kit, and the kit includes the t-shirt, a blank t-shirt, the cardboard form, assortment of paints, and your brush. So I'd like for you to come down.
And the lucky person will get this t-shirt today. Mr. Williams, what you think we should ask them to get this t-shirt? And also a free kit. Let's see if they've been paying attention.
So if you were paying attention, name two of the paints that we use, and what is the first step we did in preparing to paint a t-shirt? What is the first step? So name two of the paints that we use, and what is the very first thing we did in preparing to paint the t-shirt? And if some lucky person get that right, they will receive this t-shirt. Okay, some lucky person, what we'll do is we'll give you a kit, but we're keeping our t-shirt. You get a kit and you can design and paint your own t-shirt. So that's a really good deal. I just need to name the two types of paint that we use to paint the t-shirt, and what was the first thing we did before we start painting.
Okay, Vanessa said, she said the fabric paint and the acrylic paints. But I don't think she said the first thing we did.
The first thing we need to do before we start painting the t-shirt.
Okay, yeah, she did answer. She said the first step after. She said the first step to cover the cardboard with plastic.
Exactly. Very, very good. Very good.
Right.
Very good. So you're the happy winner of a kit.
All right, congratulations, Vanessa.
Very, very good. You paid good attention. But we still want to invite everybody to come down and purchase a kit and get started on your t-shirt painting. By the way, once you receive your kit will be sufficient enough for you to paint several t-shirts, not just one. And once you've made your form you can use for as many t-shirts that you want to paint. And we have blank t-shirts available here. So if you want to pick up an extra t-shirt or 2 or 3, you can have your daughter or your son or whoever paint along with you. So we invite you to come down once again to Shellcraft Surprise, Robinson Road, just across from Popeye Chicken, and we will help you get started. So once again, thank you for allowing us to come into your space, and have a good evening. Hope you enjoyed it.